Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Money Cure. I'm your host, Sean Grant, and I am thrilled to have you with me here today for another episode of The Money Cure, helping you to experience prosperity, just as my phone rings. Helping you to experience prosperity to the highest degree, because that is your birthright. Money is supposed to be flowing freely into your life. And so that's our objective. Anyway, hope you guys are having a fantastic week thus far. So through one of my meditations here a couple days ago, actually, it's Wednesday. So I guess Monday, I was meditating and I was in a position where, I started to realize life isn't just about breaking even. You hear about businesses all the time, like breaking even or making just enough. But at the end of the day, there's really no fun in that, right? So instead of breaking even, we want to break free. And how do we break free? So give you a little bit of insight. I've been reading of late, Ernest Holmes is Creating Success. And it's basically, I think that's the title. If you Google it, the book that I'm talking about will pop up. It's a quick read, like 80 pages long, not very many whatsoever. But it's a really, really significant read as it relates to your mind and everything that happens in your life. And I started thinking, this is how prosperity is created. This is how abundance is attuned to when you start to learn how to not only follow, but how to correct your patterns. Okay. And what I mean by your patterns is this is something that it's simple, but it's not always necessarily easy. And what I mean by that is following our thoughts, keeping track of our thoughts, because whether people want to admit it or not, something has to be creating the life that you're living right now. And if you can be honest with yourself, if you can be responsible enough to admit that something is creating the life that you're living right now, you can honestly say, you know what? It's my thoughts that are doing this. It's where my focus lies. It's my emotions that I'm putting into the atmosphere of the universe, because we live in basically a universal mirror, and the physical world has to mimic the spiritual, mental, and emotional world. So if you're a wreck, if you're a mess, chances are, your life is going to mirror that, right? So when it comes to money, because this is what this show is about, is prosperity. When it comes to breaking free from breaking even, you got to think, what kind of thoughts am I thinking? So for the longest time, I got into a habit of thinking, you know what? I just want to make enough to pay my bills, and that's it. Because I had just came out of a hard time where I couldn't even really do that, or I was really struggling. I forget what it was, but I was really struggling to make that happen. So I got to a point where I just want to pay my bills. And so seasons changed. I got everything back on track, but then I noticed I was making just enough to pay everything without anything left. And I'm like, why am I breaking even? And so when something like this starts to stump me and I can't really figure out what it is, the first thing I do is go into meditation and I start to pray about it. Because usually what will happen when you start praying and when you start meditating, you'll start receiving insight as to what the problem is, or what the problem, how the problem can be solved. And so I basically got the idea that, or just the notion to check your thoughts, and that was it. Nothing like too deep, nothing too complex or anything, but check your thoughts. And I stopped and I looked back and I'm like, wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. I had been wishing, had been praying that my needs would be met, and that was it. Nothing more. I wasn't praying for abundance. I wasn't praying for to have more than enough. I wasn't praying to be able to do things outside of paying my bills. I was just praying for just enough to make ends meet. And that's exactly what I was getting, because the one thing about me is I have a really close relationship with God, with the universe, with the divine. And what I mean by that is I seek the guidance of the universe about 9,000 times per day. I will stop whatever I'm doing. I will pray. I will open my spiritual eyes and ears and listen, or open my heart to my surroundings to figure out what it is that I need to see that's going to keep me on the highest path. And so by doing that, that's how I came to the place of, man, I just got to change my thoughts. I just got to change my thoughts around. Instead of just asking for just what I need, I can ask for more than enough. I can ask for abundance. I can ask for prosperity overflowing in every area of my life, and then turn around and be grateful for it, because I know and I trust with all my heart, with faith, that God can make it happen. And the same goes for you. If you look at your life and you're having trouble, financially, and you're just trying to figure out, like, man, why can't I make anything happen? You've got to check what's going on. One, in your dominant thought, and that is what your subconscious is telling you, because oftentimes we're running a program that we have absolutely no recollection about. We're running that program, and what we need to do is basically to relinquish that and solve that and get that back on track before we can start with the conscious mind. Now, one thing I recommend that has helped me tons is emotional freedom tapping, especially when it comes to money. And you know that you're making progress because a lot of times you'll find your eyes will water, you'll start to yawn, you'll feel like a muscle shake as you're tapping. What that means is that those blocks are leaving your body. So if you really want to get right to the problem and you're having money issues, emotional freedom tapping is one of the best ways you can start to alleviate some of those issues. And then what I recommend from there is an affirmation that is emotionally resonant with you. And what I mean by that, it's not just I am wealthy, I make money easily. It's something like, I am full of abundance. I pay all my bills. I have more than enough to go on vacation. I have more than enough to go out to eat. I have more than enough to give to others, and like put some really stark emotion behind it so that you can feel it and make it present tense, and always somehow or another put gratitude in that, and that will change around your financial standing. And the only difference between you and somebody who is manifesting millions of dollars is that the person that's manifesting the millions of dollars understands this on a deeper subconscious level, that they can not only hope for, but they can absolutely expect with as much faith as possible that money is just going to continue to flow. It's going to continue to show up in their lives. It's going to continue to show up in multiple streams. And you just know, like you're going to wake up in the morning and the sun will be out, or like the moon is going to show itself once the sun goes down. You know it with that type of faith. And you work on it until you get to that type of faith, and then you will start to see your physical conditions change. And that is what's so important for us to be able to break free from breaking even. Before I go, I just want to say, if you're sitting at a place and you just don't understand how things are going to change for you, and it looks like your circumstances are just not where you want them to be, refuse to get caught up in it, because everything physical is not permanent. Everything physical is not permanent. It's only a mirror of what you're going through mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So go within first solve those issues, start feeling good, and start declaring, start proclaiming what you desire to happen. But more importantly, be grateful for where you are right now, and what you will see is that you will break free from breaking even. Guys, it is my dream to watch people come alive and come into wealth that is what they're meant for. Nobody was ever meant to be poor. People were taught to be poor and to have a poverty conscious. Now it's time for us to tap into that prosperity conscious and grab onto these opportunities and watch our bank accounts overflow and watch the paychecks that we're receiving from multiple streams of income come into our hands and us say, you know what? I made so much money this month, I want to do something nice for somebody else. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it every month. And this is what I want for you. This is what I desire for you. And it all starts with those thoughts. Take care of those thoughts. In the illustrious words of Mike Dooley, thoughts become things. Make your thoughts become your prosperity. Guys, I'm Sean Grant. I am signing off for the day. It has been a pleasure. Have a wonderful day. Hope lots and lots of money flows to you in whatever it is you're doing, but more importantly, that you get it in a way by doing what you love. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.